Insurance, here to help life go right. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Jobmaster Rental, let them help master your job. CC Auto Parts and Service, an Auto Value Certified Service Center. Now, with the DQ Pigskin Report, here are your hosts, Rick Schobel and Joe Mathis.
Well, you got that half right. I am here, but Joe Mathis is absent without leave because he's not here. He's on a sickly list. So sitting in his stead is none other than Super Dave. Say good evening, Super Dave.
Good evening.
You're supposed to say good evening, Super Dave.
Well, I know what
he
you were
didn't get
setting
it.
me up for, but I wasn't going to do it.
Well, welcome to the DQ Pigskin Report. Great stuff. Great value meals here. $7 meal deal. You get your choice of 3 meats. You get a order of fries. You get a sundae and a drink. All that for $7. Well, I'll tell you what. We had some interesting football. Everybody won but one of our local teams. Danville got off the snide. They lost 23 games in a row. They slobber knockered Fort Knox 49-12. There's Boyle County 50, Bullitt East 7. Garrett County 29, North Bullitt 19. Lincoln County 28, Madison Southern 7. Tates Creek 66, Mercer County 29. Believe it or not, Mercer County had the lead at halftime of that game. That's right. And Washington County, thank you, TNT, and T's here in the Padre. Washington County 21, Anderson County 14. Close it up. Coach Buchanan's getting them a little more competitive. I wasn't able to connect with Craig Yeast, Mercer County, so we'll quickly go over some stats for Mercer County. Cornelius Mapp, quarterback, was 14 out of 27. 2 touchdown passes, 133 yards, 3 interceptions. Rushing, we had Cohen Sanford leading the way with 31 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiving, Jacob Sanford caught 6 passes for 60 yards and a touchdown. And let's see, that is about all of the scoring there. Special teams, Daniel Butler was 3 for 3, point after touchdowns. And they were led defensively by Cohen Sanford with 6 assisted tackles, 7 total tackles, 1 defensive sack. And please keep prayers out for head coach of Garrett County, Spencer Crutchfield. He just lost his grandfather, so he wasn't able to join us tonight. Garrett County stats look like this. They had won. Justin Parsons, 4 out of 9 passing, 34 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Lucas Witt ran for 72 yards. Parsons ran 9 times for 55 and 2 touchdowns. So he threw for 2 and rushed for 2. And 4 guys caught passes. Special teams, R.J. Blair, the kicker, was 3 for 3 extra points. And they were led defensively by R.J. Blair. He had 5 solo tackles, 6 assisted, 11 total tackles, and 1 for loss. So Gary County, big win there. All right, so let's go ahead and get it started. We got Center College coach Andy Fry. How does your 2025 squad looking right now?
Well, so far, and you got to knock on wood, I guess, if you believe in that stuff. I mean, we got to stay healthy, and so far we are. You've got all your typical aches and bruises and pains that come with practice. I've always said that you're going to feel the best you've ever felt the first day of practice. And after that, you just live with bumps and bruises. That's part of the game. We're healthy, and I think that's important.
So the healthier team, you fairly healthy at this point?
Yeah, we're pretty good. Now we scrimmage Mount St. Joe this Saturday at home, and so I want to make sure we come out of that healthy for our opener against Hanover. I've always said it's better fresh than ready. Best to be fresh and ready, but it's better to be fresh and than ready. I mean, if you're not playing your best people, there's a difference. So that's part of our job. Make sure that we control practice and control the things that we can, and hopefully eliminate the probabilities that sometimes come with injuries. By how long you're practicing, how hard you're practicing, how much contact you're having. There's a lot to it.
How many young men you got out this year?
We got 126. We brought in 44 freshmen, which this freshman class is very talented. We've got guys that I think can contribute this season. I've always been a little bit hesitant when you have a freshman that's playing, but they're better than what you have. That's a good thing.
Any new coaches or any coaches in new positions?
Yeah, we do. We hired Mark Peach. Mark is, it's a restricted earnings position. He's got his teacher's retirement, and he has the ability. He's a football junkie. He loves football. And I knew of Mark. He had a lot of success at Anderson County and had a lot of success at Franklin. They went to the state championship. He was their offensive coordinator there last year, and he's coaching our inside receivers. And so he's been a nice addition to our program. We moved Sam Murray, who was our corners coach, who played for us as a wide receiver. We moved him to the wide receivers position because Sean Lashbrook has, resigned here and went back home. He's going to be a fireman. And we hired Nick Grant as our corners coach, and he played for us last year. He was a fifth year, an outstanding football player, and was probably one of our captains. And so kind of stole him from high school. He was coaching high school football in the summer, and fortunately got him. So yeah, we've got some new faces, but we still got a lot of old faces. Carter Conley's our defensive coordinator. He's been with us since he's been with me since 2000. Well, played for me in 1998, and then. Rick Fox is our offensive coordinator. He's back, obviously. And Nate Simmons, our secondary coach, safeties coach. Robert Couch, our offensive line coach. Thomas Lahendro, who's our defensive line coach, is back.
We'll catch up with you next Tuesday night, Coach, as you take on Hanover. All right. Thank you very much, Center College. It's always exciting. Andy Fry, the most prolific coach in Center College history, and 126 out for that team. They don't have scholarships. It just shows you how much that people respect Andy, and they always have a competitive program there. They're always very good. And speaking of good, this guy is good. We have got Jeff Piccaro. Now, he is the sports director for Channel 36 WTVQ, and he's also the color analyst for UK Radio. He's right beside Tom Leach. And I caught up with Jeff Piccaro and talking about UK. Jeff Piccaro, UK football, how does this 2025 UK football team differ from last year's?
Well, I feel like this is a team. Last year's a little disjointed. Really, one thing that Mark Stoops says is he's happy because he's coaching again. What Mark says is he's a coach, but he's also a GM that has 120 free agents every year. So instead of coaching, you got to make sure this guy's happy and this guy's getting paid and this guy's getting paid and this guy's doing this commercial, and it's just so much more than football. And I think this year he's got it more under control. He's got people to do all those various things. You see, for the last couple of weeks, they've added coaches. Bunchy Stalling is back. Guys like that they just keep adding because there's so much more work to do. And it's real interesting. But I think this is a team. And when I say that, these guys generally like each other. And he went out in the portal this year, and they brought in guys who are a little older. Most of the guys they brought in are juniors and seniors. Most of the guys they brought in are decorated, meaning they were all conference where they're coming from, and guys that want to win. I think in the last couple of years, it's guys that were out there just taking the money. I think that's calmed down a little bit, and now they've zeroed in on guys that can help and guys that can be teammates. Because, look, the one thing in sports that I have learned, and I don't care what sport you're playing, it's about team over me or team over self. And you play for what's on the front of the jersey, not the back. All those stupid cliches we have in sports, but it's true. And I think this team has got some really good camaraderie. They last week they took a day off and they went to this camp between here and Louisville, and the guys got to swim in a lake and stay in cabins, and they just had a blast. And things like that are real bonding for players. I really think that when Mark took this job 13 years ago, when he sat across from Mitch Barnhart, and Mitch asked him, what do you plan to do to win here? And the first thing that Mark said is, look, that you cannot win unless you win in the trenches, and you have to win on the offensive and defensive line. And he's gone back to that philosophy. They've got they're 8 deep on the offensive line. Malachi Wood who is a really good player, came out of Richmond 2 years ago. He's 6'8". Well, now his body, remember he played basketball, so he never really lifted heavy to get thicker and bigger because he wanted to stay light for basketball. And then when he decided football was his sport, he's had catching up to do. And now he's 6'8". He's 335 pounds, and his stomach is flat, and he's a big human being. Shiaza Pete, who's going to start at left tackle, who they brought in from New Mexico State, is almost 6'9", 335 pounds. He's the only Native American Indian Navajo playing Division I football. He's smart. He's got a wingspan bigger than Sam Bowie, 7'9".
Wow.
So just to run around him is going to take 4 seconds. Then they get Josh Braun, who's all SEC guard. He's 6'5", 350 pounds. Their offensive line averages 6'5", 330 pounds. I mean, they're just enormous human beings. The defensive front, they brought in McQueese Gray. They brought in Gusta, who's 325 pounds. Josiah Hayes is back. Gadsden is finally healthy and starting to put some weight on. He's up over 300, very deep. So both lines, offense and defense, goes too deep, and there's not a lot of fall off. So that's the first thing that you notice. These guys are, when they get off the bus, they could put Alabama jerseys on and you wouldn't notice the difference. Whereas before, Kentucky always had one or two guys, but never had the depth and size that they have now, and they've got it now. And that's one thing that Mark went after. The other thing is, when you look at the defense, it's really impressive to me. Both cornerbacks, DJ Waller and J.Q. Hardaway, are 6'3", 6'4", so they've got great length. And then your two safeties, Lovett and Bryant, have played a ton of football. I think their best positions probably on the whole team is defensive back. Those guys had a little bit of an off year last year, but, again, they didn't have any pass rush. And this year I think they're going to, and that's going to help them a lot.
All right, Jeff, I went out and I went and got some blue Kool-Aid, and I started drinking it because of the fact you have got me so fired up, and I'm sure other people out there feel the same way. Who do you feel is going to be the starting quarterback?
Now, that's a great question because Cutter Boley has just been sensational this whole camp. He's put on probably 20 pounds of good weight because, he had to run around in the shower when he first got there to get wet. But, he's starting to fill out. He's got a great arm. Him and Calzada both have fantastic arms. I mean, they get the ball out of there in a hurry, and it gets there quick. I think Zach will probably be the starting quarterback. But I'll tell you what, if something happens and Cutter has to play, doesn't bother me one bit. Second year in the offense, and it's become second nature to him now. He's a lot more comfortable and confident back there. The one thing that Zach has is a gun. I mean, he has just got a really strong arm, and that's gotten him in trouble in the past because he's got that Brett Favre syndrome where he feels like he can beat a bracket coverage and he can put it in there perfectly. And if he can simply learn to give what the defense gives him, and I always say this, second down and 7 is better than first and 10 the other way. Live to play that next play. And I think that's what they're trying to instill in him. And he's a big dude. He's not afraid to tuck it and go either. So I think they're going to be fine under center. The running back situation is ridiculous. Brought in the leading rusher from Nebraska in Dowdell. They brought in the leading rusher from New Mexico State in McGowan. Then they have Patterson, who has really looked great this fall camp, and Wilcox. So 4 guys, and they're really totally different players. Dowdell is a hammer. He's 220 pounds. He's got a little bit of speed, but, man, he loves to run between the tackles. He's going to be that third down guy. He reminds you a lot of Benny Snell and Chris Robinson, right? I mean, just big, strong guys that can bust it. McGowan started his career at Oklahoma. Had a really nice season there. He got 6 touchdowns his freshman year. Then he's transferred over to New Mexico State. He was their leading rusher last year. He's a junior. He's a guy that can go between the tackles, but he also likes to kick it outside more or less. He reminds you a little bit of a Boom Williams type runner, if you remember him for Kentucky's past. And then Patterson and Wilcox are your home run guys who can really have a great turn of foot when they hit the corner. So I think their backfield's great. Tight end is packed. Willie Rodriguez, who's just a sophomore from Covington Catholic. Reminds me a lot of the guy that he replaced at Covington Catholic, Michael Mayer, who was an All-American first-round draft pick in the NFL, playing now for the Los Angeles Raiders. Willie has got great size, great hands. Of course, Caddis is a returning starter. Those two guys will be the first two. But Henry Boyer, the guy they got from Illinois, this guy's a load, 6'6", 260 pounds. He's almost like another tackle there on the line. Didn't throw to him much in Illinois, but he's got great hands that can actually move pretty well. I think he's going to be he was a huge surprise to Kentucky with his hands. Tight end room is packed. The wide receiver, I think you have addition by subtraction. Yes, they lost Dane Key, and yes, they lost Barryon Brown, but there's a lot of other things that a lot of people didn't see in those two guys. Kentucky's got a lot of 2s and 3s. Kendrick Law is a great pass catcher. You got Macklin, and you have Ferrier back from last year. Troy Salato from Clemson. Great hands. He's a possession-type receiver. And then the kid that's been really impressive just every day in practice he makes plays is Montavian Quisenberry, the kid from Boyle County. He is something else out there. He makes things happen. They're very deep. I mean, they got 7 or 8 guys that can play at wide receiver. I'm excited about this team. The other thing is they have some continuity. Bush Hamden back the second year. I already mentioned that Cutter Boley has really learned this offense inside and out, being in the second year. But so have all these the players. The only thing that you have to question is you're bringing in 3 new starters on the offensive line. How long does it take for those guys to mesh? Because I always say this about the offensive line. It's like a dance, and the dance steps all have to be in rhythm with each other.
Yep.
And those guys have to get that feeling of, I know what's going to happen on this play, that he's going to take this step, I take this step. How long does that take for those guys to mesh? But they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. Farmer at right guard is just, he's redone his body. He looks like a monster. He's that right side. Whew. Moved Jagger Burton to center, and he actually looks really good. It's his 5th year. He said, you know what, I know everything now at the offensive line. I mean, about this offense. He's just more comfortable playing there and confident. But he's got to be the key at center because he gets everything started. But I'm real excited about this offense. I really am. I really think they can surprise some people this year. Their defense isn't going to give up 40 points to anybody. And I think the offense has got some pop, but they are going to be a run first. They're going back to what Stoops got him to 8 straight bowl games, and that's big running backs running the ball up the middle. And you hit them over the top when the safeties start inching up. Well, I don't know. This kicker's not very good. He was kicking from the 50-yard line, so that's a 60-yarder, and he hit the guy in the tower that's filming it. And the guys all were cheering. Because there's a guy, so they have the tower that's right between the goalposts, right? And
yeah.
That shoots, we call that the coach's video because it's the head on, right?
Yeah.
So the kid kicks a field goal. Literally, I think it was a 52-yard field goal. He kicked 52 yards, and he hit the guy that's 40 feet in the air. It hit him there. He sees the ball coming at the last second. He kind of tries to move and hits him in the shoulder, and all the players are cheering. The coaches are laughing. It was hilarious. I was like, that dude's got a leg because he made a 52-yarder and it was 40 feet in the air. So
wow.
You tell me how long he could go. He's got a cannon. But yeah, and then the return game is going to be really good too because you've got you got Quisenberry and you got Law from Alabama. They got a bunch of guys. I can't wait. I'm really excited about this season. And if one more person tells me, boy, that's a tough schedule, the whole SEC is a tough schedule.
Yep.
I think Vanderbilt's crying about their schedule. Do you think Georgia's crying about their schedule? Everybody in the SEC has to play each other. And the biggest news is the fact that the SEC said starting next season we're playing 9 conference games. So that's huge.
Yeah.
And the reason they did that, and here's what everybody has to understand. I was against it. I wanted 8 games because, I mean, you just have to have a couple breathers when you're playing LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, right after the other. You've got to have a breather in there. By going to 9 games, half the teams in the conference are going to get another loss, right?
Yeah.
So what Mitch Barnhart and Sankey was worried about, let's say, use Alabama. Alabama's now they lose, and they've lost 3 games. They lose to Texas, they lose to Georgia, and then LSU upsets them. So at 9-3, does that get you in? Because a lot of people are going, oh, you have 3 losses. There's no way that you're going to get into the playoff, right? But wait a minute. They are adding a new, and this one is going to be huge, one of the new things they're using to get in is strength of schedule. So now by playing 9 SEC games, every team in the SEC, they might be the top 16 next year in schedule strength. Think about it. Kentucky's in the top 20 right now, and they don't play LSU. They don't play Alabama. They don't play Oklahoma. These are all top 20 teams. So your schedule strength is going to go through the roof by playing that extra game. And now I said, I understand it now. So that's why they're going to 9 games starting next season. And the other thing with that is there is a clause in the SEC bylaws that says every team in the SEC has to play a high-quality opponent in one of their non-conference games from the Big Ten, the Big 12, or the ACC. So that means Kentucky will still play Louisville. South Carolina will still play Clemson. Georgia will still play Georgia Tech. So that's what they mean. So that one rivalry game Kentucky still has, but they're going to add another conference game. The way it's going to work is you have your 3 teams that you're going to play every year. And I think Kentucky's are Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida. That's Kentucky's 3 teams they play every year. It's been that way in the past. And then the other 6 games will rotate. And you will play every other team every 2 years. So meaning, like Kentucky hasn't played Texas A&M 5 or 6 years. Now you'll play everybody in the conference home and away in a 4-year span. So you'll get to see, the fans here will get to see Texas A&M. The fans here are going to get to see Oklahoma. The fans here are going to see Texas this year. So, those teams that we don't play a lot, LSU, you'll play them home and away within a 4-year span. So if you're a player, you'll play at LSU, and LSU plays here in that 4-year span. I'm not trying to blow, smoke up anybody. I'm just saying what I've seen is something I haven't seen in the last couple of years. I really hope that it continues because I'm telling you, they look the part. When they get off the bus, you're going to go, where did they find these guys? I mean, there are some monsters on this team.
Wow. Jeff Pecora, I'll tell you what, if you don't go run out there and get you some blue Kool-Aid, I don't know. He is really high on this team, and he's laying out the facts. I mean, you got some huge guys at UK, and if we have some time left at the end, we can come back and talk about it. But we've got to take a time out. We go a little longer there, but I couldn't help it. Jeff was just so excited. I love his voice, so much energy in it. And he used to play at UK, too. You are getting the DQ Pigskin Report. We are live at the Harrodsburg DQ Grill and Chill on FM 99.5, FM 103.9, and streaming live at hometownlive.net.
Hear every play.
Ball's knocked loose, picked up by Kentucky.
Excited about this team.
Hear every hit.
All out blitz. Boom!
It's an exciting time.
Hear every touchdown.
He's throwing deep. He's got it. Touchdown! 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 Kentucky!
Kentucky football.
We're ready to go.
On the UK Sports Network.
Z105, your home for the Cats and the hits, is WRNZ FM Z105. Go Cats!
Are you considering a new home purchase or maybe a remodel? Are you looking for a stable partner you can trust to help you understand your options? This is Jason Tyler. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank in Harrodsburg. As part of your community, I'm here to help you understand the best options for you today and in the future. Give me a call at 859-734-3316 and let me show you what Uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank is Uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Great! See, we're practically sitting on the field.
If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes!
For the same price as way up here.
Great seats. Right up here with a blimp.
Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch.
Most of us may have some weekend free time, so when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master Rental. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Come see us at Job Master and take advantage of our weekend special. Pick up a piece of equipment on Friday after 3 p.m. and return it by 8 a.m. Monday morning and pay the one-day price. Come see us for all your rental needs. Visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
And now, back to the DQ Pigskin Report.
And Rick Scholl along with Super Dave and the Padre and TNT. And we are getting it on WHBN and WHIR. We've got the Lincoln County coach, Levi Rogers, and good start there, beating Madison Southern 28-7.
Yeah, we came out. We started out a little slow. We kind of got backed up in our own end zone in the first quarter there, but then we kind of got our feet underneath us, and I thought we played pretty well on offense, defense, and special teams really from the second quarter on. So it was a really good win for us.
Well, when you never know when you start out. When you start practice, spring practice, you start going at it and trying to put the pieces together, and then finally everybody's tired of hitting each other, and then you come out and you have a scrimmage or two. But there's nothing like when the lights come on a Friday night, playing and just letting people know, hey, we're back and we're building on something. And Coach, I think you're really building on something for Lincoln County.
Yeah, I think so too. We got a lot of guys, a lot of experience back from last year, so those guys have been working really hard in the off season and putting it together for us, and then I've mentioned it a couple times, but we have a great group of seniors that are starting to take control of the locker room, and that kind of trickles down all the way to our young guys, our freshmen and sophomores, about, the way we go about things in our program and the way we do it on a day-to-day basis. So I'm glad to have that good leadership, that's kind of developed and starting to take control of our locker room. And I think it's going to only help us on the field.
Any guys stand out to you from last Friday night's game?
Yeah, I feel like quite a few guys had a big game. Bob Floyd was the obvious one to me. We were, struggling to move the ball a little bit there in the first quarter, and then we, kind of looked at the matchup out there with Bob and started going to him, and he started kind of, consistently winning that matchup for us and was, able to kind of spark the offense. So he stands out, and then really, I just want to throw it to the big guys up front because we did pretty well up front on the offense and defensive line, and I think that's kind of what won the football game for us. As the game went on, I thought our offensive line just kept getting stronger as well as the defensive line, and, it was able to, give us the win there at the end. So,
did you come out health-wise okay after the game?
Yeah, there's no injuries, anything like that. I'm sure some people are sore and that kind of thing, but no.
You go play at Garrett County, but you're taking on Estill County. Coach, what do you know about Estill County?
Yeah, we got the film on them on Saturday. They look like a pretty good football team. We did some 7-on-7. Well, in the EKU tournament this summer, we went against them in 7-on-7. So we've seen their skill guys. They got some really good skill guys. Their quarterback's a really good football player. He can run it. He can throw it. I think he's a 4-year starter there, if I'm not mistaken. So quarterback's a really good player, and they kind of go on him. And then they got another receiver, number 8, who, he's got some speed to him. He goes up and gets the ball, and, he kind of gave us fits in the 7-on-7. So we're aware of him as well. But offensively, they kind of go through their quarterback. And then on defense, they base out of a 4-3, but, they'll bring some pressure, mix some coverages up, and do some different things on defense too. So pretty solid football team from what I can tell, and it's going to take everything we got to beat them on Friday.
Anything stand out as far as special teams?
No, not really that I could tell as far as them on film. As far as us, though, that's one thing that we're going to focus on this week. We got to clean up some special teams. It was the first live action on Monday for the special teams because really in most scrimmages you don't even, the special teams are dead. So, but we got to shore some things up. We had a punt block the other night, kickoffs. I would like to see us the other team to start with a little less of field position than what they had the other night. So we definitely have some things to clean up on special teams that we'll address this week.
Coach, what's it going to take for Lincoln County to come away with a W on Friday night versus Estill?
We just got to be focused, make sure we know what our job is, and make sure we prepare the right way all week. It's easy to have everybody pat you on the back all week long and then kind of not be focused. So we're going to lock back in, and and then as far as what I always tell Joe is just for us, it's do we block and do we tackle, and that's what we focus on. That's what we practice. That's what we train every single day. So, the schemes are what they are, but usually a football team comes down to fundamentals, taking care of the football, and who blocks and tackles the best. So that's what we're going to focus on.
As Lincoln coach Levi Rogers, I'll tell you what, Super Dave, there is a really good core of coaches in Central Kentucky in our listening area.
Definitely.
We've got a bunch of good ones that are taking these programs and really building on them and making them competitive. I know at Mercer County, they had the lead at halftime against the 6A team. Mercer's 4A. But still, he said they didn't give up. And this may help them down the line, knowing that they could compete at least for a half. If they can put a whole game together, and that's what they're looking for there, then you got another very competitive program that Craig East is working on.
Oh, yeah. Craig is great. Craig is a great coach. And, of course, he had the experience, that he's had, playing professional. So he knows what he's doing.
And he doesn't have the numbers yet that some of these other programs have. So hopefully these kids are going to buy in and want to be a part of something that's really exciting at Mercer County. So let's go over to talk about exciting now at Danville. We got an applause here. Coach Steve Stonebreaker's unbelievable job he has done with motivating these kids. Danville had a 23-game losing streak, snapped. Steve Stonebreaker, bar Woodford County, everywhere he's been a winner. He has built programs. And Danville coach Steve Stonebreaker, thank you, your staff and your team, for stopping that stupid 23-game losing streak.
Yeah, you wouldn't really ever thought that Danville would have had that type of situation. But when I came in January, one of the things I said is we're going to move forward. We're not going to look back, and we're not going to be worried about why something happened or this happened or that happened. We're just going to move forward. And credit to the kids for doing just that. I've said so many times we had an excellent offseason in the weight room and did a lot of good things in the spring in terms of install. We were in a really good place when we got into June and hit the summer, and kids have done a really good job in the preseason. And we've been very competitive and very disciplined. The kids played really disciplined football Friday night, and I'm just really proud of them for the outcome of the game and how they played more than anything.
How special was this for the seniors? Because you're the third coach of these guys that started as freshmen. How special and how good did that feel for them to have a win?
Well, I mean, it was great. And just seeing their faces was wonderful because you know what they've been through. It's been in a very dark place the last 2-3 years. So it was just great to see them get that victory. They knew they earned it. And now the thing that we've got to do on a Monday here is we've got to earn another one. So we've got to come back and get ourselves grounded and make sure that we handle success a little bit because that's what they haven't had to do in the last few years.
Well, you couldn't have scripted it any better. They kicked off to you, and what happens? You run the kickoff back for a touchdown. I mean, that would be something that you would make a movie out of, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a storybook beginning with that, everything that led up to it in the evening, being the second game, and then having our new toys out there with the video scoreboard and the lights and all of that, and introducing that to our fans, and opening kickoff, ran back for a touchdown. I mean, it was storybook and picturesque and any other adjective you want to use to describe it.
The kids are creatures of habit, and momentum is good, momentum is bad, but it just seemed like that really sparked. And you didn't just barely beat them, 49-12. You had to be pleased defense and the special teams too, obviously.
Yeah, we really did a good job in the kicking game, to be honest. And, that's one of the things I told the guys. And we do specialists the first part of practice every single day. We've done that since the start of the summer. And that's the first thing we do every single day is we do some type of specialist session, and then we get into our kicking game units. And there's a reason for that. There's so many games early in the year that are won or lost with the kicking game. And running back that opening kickoff really is just a factor of the work that we put in, just like everything else. But overall, we did a good job in the kicking game. Defensively, we did a really good job other than one series. We had some lapses one series, and we've got to tackle better. The initial guy has to do a better job bringing down the ball carrier than what we had in some instances. But overall, I thought defensively we played well. We played very hard, and we pursued to the ball very well. Offensively, we did a really good job with some adjustments that we had to make because they started out on an odd front, and that's what they showed in their scrimmages, and then they switched to an even front, and we were able to get into some stuff that really hurt them. So it was really the same thing on offense. We scored every drive that the varsity had the football other than one, and we shot ourselves in the foot a little bit that drive. So there's things we got to clean up, but just really proud of the kids for the buy-in and the effort.
Everybody pretty healthy going into Friday night?
Yeah, as far as the same football team we had this last Friday, will be the one we have this Friday. So we'll take care of them in practice. My philosophy there is let's just get them to Friday night. So we won't be going full gear in practice this week. We'll be helmets only today. We'll be helmets only Thursday, and we'll get some shells Tuesday and Wednesday so we can hit a little bit, but we won't be taking anybody to the ground or any of that kind of thing. We want to get everybody to the game on Friday and give us the best chance to win.
You're going to be at Marion County taking on Fairdale. What do you know about their offense?
Well, offensively, they do a lot of things similar to Fort Knox. To be honest, they'll be in the pistol a lot. They'll be in sidecar a lot. They'll have some two-back gun. They'll run a little bit of read option, not quite as much as Fort Knox, but they'll run a whole lot more sprint out passing, and then they'll keep the quarterback in the pocket to throw it some too. They're really going to mix it up. They're going to be more of a zone-based team with inside zone and wide zone, and then they're going to try to throw the football off of that, and like I said, run some sprint outs. Quarterback's a pretty good athlete. He's a tall kid. He's a junior. They have some receivers that catch the ball pretty well. I don't think they dropped a pass in their game Saturday night. I thought their receivers did a pretty good job. So, we've got our work cut out for us there.
What about defense? What are you liable to see them throw at you?
They played almost exclusively an even front Saturday night. Last year they played some odd front as well as some 3-3 stacks. So, we're going to be ready for anything. We've worked against everything in the preseason, but they showed a little bit more of an even front look Saturday night. So we're going to prepare a little bit for that just because we haven't worked that in the last 3 weeks. Both of our scrimmages in our first game, we were playing odd front teams. So we'll spend a little more time with even front this week and go from there. They've got some really good safeties. They have a defensive end that has an EKU offer. So they've got some nice players.
Keys for a Danville victory over Fairdale Friday night.
Well, it's the same it always is. We want to block well, tackle well. We want to take care of the football. And, we want to play with high levels of focus, effort, energy, and physicality. And I think if you do those things, you're going to win a lot of high school football games. I don't think there's anything magical that we've got to do to win the game Friday night. We've just got to do those things to take care of ourselves and be the better team on the field. That sounds good. I'll be looking forward to it.
Okay.
Get in there and have a blizzard for me.
All right, very good. Thanks, Coach.
All right, got to get a blizzard for Coach Stonebreaker.
Oh, those
Super
are great.
Dave. I'll tell you what,
yeah.
it was such an electric atmosphere there. The crowd was probably bigger than they've had in years. The lights flashing, and they finally, they didn't play a home game last year because the stadium they had so many problems.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And they were able to this year, they got it all straightened out. And again, script. The first play of the game, they kick off to Danville, and Trenton Sellers runs that thing back for a touchdown. That set the tone. And again, they scored. This is the amazing thing. Danville scored 36 points the whole year last year.
Wow.
You realize that 36 points. They scored 49 this past Friday. One game.
Well, that's a good sign.
And again, I know it's Fort Knox. Don't get drinking all the blue Kool-Aid, but you know what? It's got to start somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get that momentum. You got to get these kids believing. And again, these seniors, ones that were there as freshmen, this is their third coach that they have played under. So, each coach you have is going to have a different philosophy. You got to buy into it. And I told him, I said, these seniors, if you can get 50% of their ability out this year after being losing 23 in a row and getting that nasty taste out of their mouths, you got something to build on. And this is one thing that these seniors, that if they can turn the corner and win 4, 5, 6 games possibly this year, that is something to build on for the future. And you can say, thank you, guys, because they are the leaders. Usually your seniors are your leaders that, will take you to places and show the younger kids, this is what we need to do and this is how we need to play. That's all I can say about that. Is good stuff. All right, you know what we got to do? We got to take another time out here, and you are getting it at the Harrodsburg DQ Grill and Chill. Don't forget about the $4 breakfast, and you got they got several items you can choose. 2 of them for $5, and then the $7 lunch or supper that's still available. Check out all the good stuff that is happening at your Harrodsburg DQ Grill and Chill. We've got one more coach coming up. His name, Justin Haddix, Ball County coach. And we'll have his interview coming up Right after we take this time out, you are getting the DQ Pigskin Report live at the Harrodsburg DQ on 103.9 FM WHIR, 99.5 FM WHBN, and guess what? We stream it worldwide on the web at hometownlive.net.
Hear every play.
Ball's knocked loose, picked up by Kentucky.
Excited about this team.
Hear every hit.
All out blitz. Boom!
It's an exciting time.
Hear every touchdown.
He's throwing deep. He got it. Touchdown! 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 Kentucky!
Kentucky football.
We're ready to go.
On the UK Sports Network.
Z105, your home for the Cats and the hits, is WRNZ FM Z105. Go Cats!
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field.
If you could sit here
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes.
for the same price as way up here, great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell and Randy Couch.
Extension cords can really come in handy around the house, but if used improperly, they can also cause a fire. Here's some advice from the folks at your local electric cooperative on how to use them safely. Never nail or staple a cord to the wall or floor. Don't run cords under rugs or carpets, and always throw away frayed, cracked, or worn extension cords. We're Kentucky's electric cooperative, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? With a wide range of products and services, we are here to provide you friendly, expert service for all of your banking needs. This is Rita McIntyre for Boyle, Garrett, and Mercer counties. As part of your community, we are committed to building solid, long-term relationships. Call me at 859-733-4963. Let us show you what uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
What kind of tires do we keep at CC Auto? Cooper, Michelin, Nitto, Hankook, Firestone, Bridgestone, Toyo, General, Yokohama, and many more. We've just added the new line of Mastercraft tires, and we are also a Goodyear National Account dealer. We keep lawn and garden tires in stock, as well as farm implement tubes and tires. We have a farm service truck to meet the needs of our farmers. Call us at CC Auto today, 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service. Service is the difference. We get it.
And now, back to the DQ Pigskin Report.
And welcome back to the Harrodsburg DQ Grill and Chill. One coach left. His name is Justin Haddix of Boyle County. Coach Haddix, great start to the 2025 season, whipping Bullitt East 50-7.
Yeah, I thought our first game obviously had a few little mistakes. Overall, pretty pleased with the way that we played. Still got a lot of room to improve, but it's like I told our team and our coaches, it's a great baseline to start from. We got a lot of potential.
That's a nice long trip to go down. And how many people contributed, Coach, from meals and the people? You had a great contingent of fans that showed up too.
Yeah, we were walking out to captains, and I said, Lord, we've got a great crowd that follow us. Just very proud of our quarterback club and our parents and all the things that they do. Really help support in anything. We would take 2 charter buses down. Had food there on the way down. Chick-fil-A helped us out here in Danville. And then when we had pizza on the way back, as far as that, but we're very blessed. Our community supports it.
Do you like going to away games so the kids can concentrate more? Because it seems like there's more distractions when you're at home.
I just like playing football. I don't care where it's at. You can get in all that stuff. I think people make too much out of all that. They got to play the games that's in between the white lines. We try to keep everything as normal as possible on both trips, either a home game or an away game. We feed them. We keep them together. We don't let them go and do that. So we try to keep on a normal schedule as much as possible.
And I know Baylor Murphy has managed the quarterback position very well for you, but I think he really stood up. 15 out of 21, 307 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The one fumble, and I think that just was timing.
We had a mishap on some signal. Was that one, but very proud of Baylor, the way that he's progressed and what he's doing. He's doing a great job so far this starting this summer, really being more of a leader. Then if you saw just some some plays break down, instead of forcing the ball, he's running and getting what he can. We talked to him about we got to get 5 or 10 yards. When you pull it, we got to get 5 or 10 yards. We can't take negative plays. Negative plays put you in bad situations, and we don't want to be in those. So that's big for us.
He took off a couple times, and this experience, when that hole opened up, and I guess this is a good time to mention the offensive line, gave him plenty of time to hit receivers.
Yeah, he didn't really get touched a whole lot. He did a good job of getting the ball to those guys in space and then letting them make plays. And that's important for us to make it where who are you going to take away? Are you going to take away Bubby or this one? So, it makes it tough for the defenses to prepare for. Jakeem Ray had a big night. You got Seneca, and then you got Lucas Akers had 2 big catches. You got Ashton Drakeford. You got some other weapons that can get the ball and go make things happen.
You had 5 guys, almost 6 guys that were in double figures in rushing. That is a good team balance. And then, as I mentioned, you had 10 different receivers caught at least one pass. So, again, that's going to be hard for a defense. They're going to be scratching their heads. What are we going to do this offense here?
That's the way we want it. We want them scratching their head and us just making plays and being consistent, and we got to continue to do that. We did have to put the ball on the ground, as a negative. Things we've got to improve on. You can't turn the ball over and beat good teams. But I was proud of our defense. I thought our defense played well. We had the one little drive there. We had a special teams deal. I think that's when we fumbled, and then they got a fake punt, and then they ended up scoring on a 4th down, or had a big long pass on 4th down. But, it all happened on one drive right there for the half. And I think we got a little bit tired, which we can remedy that this week. Overall, pretty impressed with our group, and we just got to continue to get better. Rebel Bowl Saturday night, Lexington Christian. Tell us what you know about them. They have a good team always. Yeah, they're always a good team. They play at a high level. They got good schemes. They've got a new coach, but the coach has been there a while as the offensive coordinator. He's a very, very good guy, very smart individual. They'll have a great game plan, and we know we're going to get their best. What are they liable to try to do defensively to you? They got a new defensive coordinator, so we're kind of adjusting and watching some film on that. You can only do so many things when you get in there, so it's we're looking at that and seeing how they're going to do it. They don't bring pressure a lot, but just looking at percentages and things that we're doing, they're pretty even on what things that they do in the coverage-wise and in the front. So we've got to do a good job during the game of making adjustments and putting our guys in good situations. Do they have team speed? Yeah, they've got good team speed in the secondary. They're strong safety. He's the quarterback. I think their starter got hurt at quarterback, so they put him in there, and he's a sophomore, really good player. He also plays strong safety, so he's a football player. He's a good runner, makes him dangerous to defend, and then, he's active in the secondary also. Keys to a Boyle County victory Saturday night over Lexington Christian. We got to take care of the ball. Obviously, you can't turn the ball over in these games. Special teams and field position, Lexington Christian's always really good on special teams, so we've got to do a great job there. And defend the big play. Can't let them big play us. They've got to drive the ball, make them drive consistently. Hey, thank you. Go Rebels. There you go, Coach Justin Haddix. Let's take our final timeout here from Harrodsburg DQ Grill and Chill on 99.5 WHBN, 103.9 WHIR, and streaming live at hometownlive.net.
If you use electric appliances in the bathroom, garage, or outdoors, any place where moisture is present, you need a GFCI. The folks at your local electric cooperative want you to know that a GFCI, or ground fault circuit interrupter, will help you use those appliances safely by protecting you from electrical shocks. If you'd like to learn more about GFCIs, call your local electric cooperative. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it. No appointment necessary. Fast, friendly auto service every time. We'll have you in and out, hassle-free. Brakes, engines, and service of every kind. With free pickup and free delivery. CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it.
Most of us may have some weekend free time, so when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master Rental. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Come see us at Job Master and take advantage of our weekend special. Pick up a piece of equipment on Friday after 3 p.m. and return it by 8 a.m. Monday morning and pay the one-day price. Come see us for all your rental needs. Visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
Was the color
the DQ Pigskin Report.
And we got our schedule for Friday night. Anderson County is at Grayson County. Fairdale takes on Danville at Marion County at 6 o'clock on 103.9 FM WHIR. We've got Lawrence County at Garrett County around 8 on Z105. Mercer County is at Campbellsville, 7:30 on 99.5 FM WHBN. Estill County versus Lincoln County at Garrett County in the bowl game there. And then Saturday, it's the return of UK football as Toledo takes on UK. Our coverage begins at 10:30 on your local Cat Connection Z105. There's Cat Loose right here somewhere. And then Saturday night, Lexington Christians at Boyle County in the Rebel Bowl. Our action should start somewhere around 7:30 on Z105. And then all of our action can be heard live online at hometownlive.net.
Rick?
Yes.
Casey County is taking on Bourbon County.
Well, they need to stay away from Bourbon.
Yes,
they're
yes.
too young to be doing that kind of stuff.
I wanted to add that to your list of games this Friday night in our area.
Okay, well, very good.
Hello, Robert Wagner.
Hello, Super Dave.
How are you?
Yeah, keep Rick straight, okay? He's crooked.
That's a tough job.
Well, that is going to be a wrap again. I told you if we had a couple minutes left, UK, man. Jeff Pecora, I hope you really enjoyed that interview. He's got so much energy. I love his voice. He's very passionate. He played at UK, so he bleeds blue, but he's not the type that would super hype anything. He's been to all the practices. He's seen what's going on. He knows. He's seen the size of these guys. And you know, with all this excitement about UK basketball, we need UK football to step up. And I still say we give Mark Stoops a mulligan for last year. Just throw that out. He gets a mulligan for that. Now, if he goes 4-8 again this year, I say the natives are really going to become restless. But again, it's tough. This is the toughest conference, SEC top to bottom. So get out and enjoy your local teams and be good sports fans. My thanks to Robert Wagner back at the station. Super Dave sitting in for Joe Mathis and Padre and TNT and all the people that came out. Thank you for listening. It's been another live sports presentation of the Hometown Radio Network. We'll be out with you next Tuesday night, not Monday. Monday's Labor Day. Next Tuesday night, right here at the DQ.
This has been the DQ Pigskin Report, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agents, Intercounty Energy, CC Auto Parts and Service, Whitaker Bank, Jobmaster Rental, and by DQ of Harrodsburg. Join us every Monday evening at 6 during football season for the Pigskin Report on the Hometown Radio Network and hometownlive.net. Miss any part of the show? Listen to the video replay on hometownlive.net.
This is WHBN Harrodsburg, The Rooster, broadcasting on AM 1420 and now FM 99.5. Now, the news.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio. I'm Brian Shook. A federal judge has temporarily blocked Kilmar Abrego Garcia's deportation to Uganda. Abrego Garcia